that over there? Whatever could it be? I can't quite make it out. My great Scott, it's Skillshare! Thank you very much to Skillshare for sponsoring this video. Right, so since lockdown started, I have been struggling. Or as the graphologist in my last video put it, I've been physically unmotivated. If you want to watch me be bullied, by the way, there is a link to that video down below. But yeah, I have not been looking after myself. I've been eating terribly, not exercising, and I don't even know what a sleeping schedule is anymore. We've lost him. If anyone knows where my boy's sleep schedule has gone, please return him. My address is 2 And I decided that it was about time that I did something about it. Because, let's be honest, my upload schedule, painful. All I know is pain. Speaking of pain, I am painfully close to 500,000 subscribers. Very exciting. So if you fancy helping a girl out, I would encourage a juicy little tickle of the subscribe button. I would also love it if you gave that notification bell a little, you know, a little spank. But I don't want to ask for too much, so, you know, I'll just take my shameless plugs and go. So I came up with an idea, which it turns out I didn't actually come up with, because there are about 100 other videos exactly the same. But let's ignore that, because for the purpose of my ego, I would like to pretend that all of my ideas are 100% unique. So I decided that I would like to live like the richest CEOs in the world for a week. These people do not simply bring home the bacon. Nay, nay. They invented bacon. They are not simply the breadwinners. Nay, nay. But the bread bakers. What I'm trying to say is they're rich. Like crazy, stupid rich. And I want that too. And I've realised that getting up at 1 PM each day is probably not the solid path to prosperity. So I decided to first identify the common themes throughout all of the CEO daily routines that I could find online. I didn't want to just copy one person, but find a group of trends and activities that were common throughout most of the CEO's routines. Because, for example, if one of them is cutting their toenails at 6:32 AM every single morning, holding the clippers at precisely an 18-degree angle, they're probably a psychopath. But if all of them are doing it, it's genius. So after watching a ridiculous amount of rich people waking up in incredibly well-furnished rooms, I came up with the following list of activities. Waking up early, meditation, to-do lists, reading for at least 30 minutes each day, learning something new each day, eating healthy, drinking water, and of course, exercising. Now most of these are pretty self-explanatory. Drinking water and eating healthy keep your brain and your body functioning at their prime. The same goes for exercising. It strengthens your heart and increases your blood oxygen levels, which can help lower your risk of heart diseases like high cholesterol, coronary artery disease, and heart attacks. But what you might not know is that exercising, hydrating, and eating healthy can help improve your judgment skills and improve your ability to learn, because they release proteins and chemicals that can help improve the function and structure of your brain. And that's important when you consider the next thing on the list. Pretty much all of the CEOs emphasize something called lifelong learning. Lifelong learning is defined as all learning activity undertaken throughout life with the aim of improving knowledge, skills, and competences within a personal, civic, social, and/or employment-related perspective. Now what this means is that they didn't define learning just by what they found in textbooks. Learning was everything and anything that helped you learn about yourself, about others, about your academic interests, about your creative interests. Anything that was new knowledge falls into the concept of lifelong learning, which is why pretty much every single CEO had meditation or mindfulness on their daily activities list. Some studies have shown that mindfulness can help improve your memory, it can help reduce high blood pressure, it can even help people with mental illnesses such as depression or anxiety as a coping tool. It's time for you to be with yourself and just to breathe. There are some schools now that are actually building mindfulness into the academic curriculum, teaching people ways to cope with stress or anxiety or any pressure that they have in their life is just as important as teaching them, I don't know, photosynthesis. Now, of course, self-growth is not the only kind of learning that they emphasized. There was also academic learning too. Pretty much every CEO specified that they tried to learn something new every single day. Now, some of them did that through reading every single day, or through taking classes or attending workshops. I decided that I would do my daily learning by reading, and also by taking classes through the wonderful community over on Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community that offers membership with meaning. They offer so many classes, like we are talking thousands, for creative and curious people alike, from film classes to illustration, photography classes. They've got language learning and even interior design. Whatever you're interested in, there's probably 12 classes for it over on Skillshare already. Like, you could come out of lockdown speaking Hebrew if that's what you really wanted. Skillshare puts a huge emphasis on lifelong learning, just like the CEOs in this video do, which is why they have a combination of video lessons and class projects, which come in varying lengths so you can fit them in with pretty much any schedule. A class that I've been really loving is Digital Illustration for All: Discover, Cultivate and Share Your Unique Personal Style by Lacey Jordan. As many of you know, I have an ethical and sustainable clothing company called YDYB, and I really want to be able to do more with the designs for that. This course has been incredible in helping build my confidence and set achievable creative goals. And the best part is that it's less than $10 a month with an annual subscription. However, me being the legend that I am, I have secured the collective bag for us all. The bag of knowledge. The first 1,000 of you to join Skillshare via the link down in the description below will get 2 months free premium membership. Free. It's almost too much power for one human. But like I said, it's only the first 1,000 of you that click the link, and we're nearing 500,000, so that's like a 1 in 500 chance, I think. I'm starting to think I should take a basic maths class on Skillshare. Anyway, hurry up, click the link, join Skillshare. 2 free months of any classes your little heart desires. Would be a shame if you missed it. Thank you again to Skillshare for providing me with the source for this video. Right, moving on. Here is what happened when I lived like a CEO for a week. To be honest, I think the hardest part of this was undoubtedly fixing my sleeping schedule. Getting up between 5 AM and 7 AM each morning, that hits different when you've been going to bed at 2. I like to start with the meditation in the morning, usually around half an hour of it, because it felt like a nap. I really needed a nap. But the thing about meditating is that the time that I spent meditating actually flew by, which was the complete opposite of what I thought would happen. I thought I'd just sit there every 5 minutes kind of peeping at my phone. It made me feel calm. It made me feel like I could start my day right, if that makes sense. You know the saying, to get up on the wrong side of the bed? Like, oh, I feel like shit, I woke up on the wrong side of the bed. Even if I woke up feeling grumpy, by sitting down and having that still time, I could work through it in a really peaceful way. So when I stopped the mindfulness or meditation or whatever you want to call it, I felt like I was always waking up on the right side of the bed. After a few days of doing it in the mornings, I then started implementing it at night as well, just because I was feeling really good about it.
Waking up early when you usually sleep in till like midday, it's a whole deal. But I've had a very productive day. This sounds really lame, but I feel like I've achieved more spiritually, almost, without that sounding really cliche. It's not just the meditation stuff. I feel like I've just done more today that fed my soul, kind of thing. Like, I did a lot of reading, which I often don't make time for. I did a lot of learning about things that actually interest me, and I usually just get sidetracked with like Twitter and YouTube videos, and I don't really take a lot of time to just put my phone down and actually read a book. And I think that today has kind of been the first day that I've actually done stuff for the betterment of me as a human being, rather than just for the betterment of my work or just for the betterment of my bank. I feel like my head's a lot clearer, and I feel like my soul's a bit more wholesome, which is ironic because, you know, Jeff Bezos also does this. I'm pretty sure he's not got a soul. It's a bit of a wonder how you could, you know, spend so much time self-reflecting and learning about things and still be a giant. Guess that's a secret he'll never tell. XOXO. Jeff Bezos.
I have not in recent years given myself a lot of time to just be still, to be calm and quiet and just with myself, working through whatever's going on in my head, not censoring thoughts, not getting pent up or angry or anxious, just letting whatever I was feeling kind of course through me and then move on. It's definitely something that I hadn't realized I'd been depriving myself of until I started doing it. The schedule did vary a little bit day by day, but usually after the meditation, I would read for half an hour, either a book of my choice or like The Economist, something academic. I think the thing that was probably the most jarring was the fact that on the days where I woke up at like 5 a.m, I would be doing like half an hour of meditating, half an hour of reading. I'd go to have my breakfast, I'd look at my phone and be like, it's only 6 a.m. It just felt so wrong. The eating healthy part of this, I think, was actually quite easy. I don't know about you guys, but sometimes when I think of like eating healthy, it just can be really restrictive, or at least feel really restrictive. You just feel like you can't eat anything other than like a bowl of iceberg lettuce and a singular crouton. But it actually felt like exciting. For dinner, we started trying to be like more adventurous with what we were eating. We started kind of like looking for healthier alternatives to things that we enjoy. Of course, there were like the more generic, easy options of really veggie-loaded pasta, but we also experimented with making sushi and homemade buttered chicken, bro.
Ooh, ooh, ooh. Oh, look
God,
at
there's
that.
a nasty shot.
My buttered chicken.
Now that is a dish that really does bring the sauce. When you actually put effort into finding fun meals to make that you haven't tried before, it doesn't feel like a chore to be eating healthy. It kind of put the passion and fun back into cooking for me, which is actually a really nice thing that I didn't expect to come out of this. I thought the whole healthy eating thing, I just thought that it would be me scranning a satsuma, staring longingly at a caramel shortbread, wishing things were different. I think something that I needed the most from this challenge was the exercise. I did not realise how little I was moving until I looked at my Apple Watch and it told me that I was standing up less than 6 times a day. I don't want to talk about it. Anyway, to do the daily exercise, I decided to give Chloe Ting's ab challenge a go. For those of you that don't know, Chloe Ting's 2-week ab challenge is a challenge that goes on for 2 weeks. Obviously, because it's called a 2-week ab challenge. And it is pain. One of the main reasons I chose this was because it went on for longer than I was just doing this video, so it would motivate me to continue, because I was kind of worried that once this video stopped, I would just fall back into my static ways. But oh my god, that woman is a robot. I swear it. I was screaming, sweating, at some points crying. I will admit, I'm not afraid to admit, there were tears. And she sat there smiling during this ab video. How? How? But anyway, if you guys would like to see like a before and after Chloe Ting video, let me know down below. Leave a little cheeky comment. So in terms of my daily learning, I used Skillshare. I used that class by Lacey Jordan, but there's also an interior design class that I've been really interested in that I've been doing for this whole week. But on the days where I felt like I'd been staring at a screen too long for like work or whatever reason, I chose to try and further my Korean language studies. For those of you who don't know, I studied Korean for like 6 months pretty intensively in like 2016, 2018, it was several years ago, and I was getting to like a fairly okay level with it, and then I just kind of like dropped it, I guess, and it's a shame, and I really love it. So I started copying over my notes into like a new book to make it all nice and neat, but it also felt really nice to just take a break from my computer and just do some writing. I'm so sorry, Skillshare. Forgive me. One of the easiest but most effective things that this process involved was to-do lists. Bro, if you don't do to-do lists, like, you need to. They allow me to organize my day and like break it down into little tasks, and every time I did something and I got to tick it off, it gave me this huge endorphin rush, like I was being super productive, even if the task that I ticked off was something like brush my teeth, have a shower. It just made me feel like I was really achieving things, even if they were, you know, somewhat basic. And it made me realize that sometimes feeling productive and positive mentally about what you're achieving is more important than the things that you're actually achieving, if that makes sense. Because the more you achieve, the more you feel like achieving. So by having 3 things ticked off on my to-do list before I even ate breakfast, it made me feel like, right, after breakfast, I can tackle the more difficult tasks because look how much I've already done. I think that a lot of us put more of an emphasis on productivity in terms of when we achieve something, it has to be something huge. And sometimes it's okay if the only thing you did that day was just breathe. That's still productive because you are doing what you need to do for yourself. I feel like we don't celebrate the little things as much as we should, which is something that probably CEOs have like mastered. It's giving yourselves those little round of applause whenever you do anything, not just when you do the things that take lots of time and work. We need to work more on rewarding ourselves for achievements, no matter how big or small. And doing the to-do lists really made me realize that those little moments of self-celebration and well done, like you're achieving good shit, really do impact your mental health and your feeling of productivity. Overall, this week has been one of the longest weeks of my life. Quite literally, because I've been conscious for more hours in a day than I've been for a very long time. I achieved more in this 1 week than I thought possible. I have been feeling physically and mentally better than I have for months. And all of that is owed to this new routine. Now, I don't think that I could do this full-on routine every day. And the reason for that is because there are days where, you know, all I want to do and all I need is just Netflix and my bed. And that's okay, you know, because I'm a human being. I don't need to be 120% go all the time. And I think that's an expectation that we need to shake off as a society. But it has really allowed me to kickstart this new wave of productivity and self-care. Anyway, if you've been feeling like I was, you know, unmotivated and kind of stuck, I would really recommend you give this a go. Make a to-do list before you go to bed, set an alarm for a decent time, and force yourself to wake up. Tick off wake up once you've done it on the to-do list, you know. Go and do some meditation, sit calmly, and just allow yourself to work through what you're feeling. Give yourself a chance to succeed. Just hit that reset button and put time into your self-development. At the end of the day, CEOs are just regular people. They're just people who have fine-tuned the input-output relationship. What you put into your body in terms of time and care, you get back out in the form of productivity and motivation. It's just about giving yourself a chance. And you know, you deserve that chance at the end of the day, just like everyone else. Like I said, I'm not going to do this every day because it's just not for me. I am someone who is quite fragile at times, and I just need those days where I lie in bed and just do nothing. But maybe 4 or 5 days a week, I do this and I commit to this schedule of really pushing myself to achieve what I know I can achieve. And that pushing myself to learn new things is being aided by the wonderful community over on Skillshare. Like I said, guys, don't forget that link is in the description. It's only working for the first 1,000 people, so just, you know, run, hurry, scroll that mouse as fast as it can go, baby, because you guys know on this channel I don't partner with brands that I don't think are incredible, that have a really good purpose. And Skillshare is one of those brands that I've wanted to work with for ages because I love them. I'm gonna go and do my interior designing class now. Do some lifelong learning. If you like this video, give it a cheeky little thumbs up. If you didn't like it, give it a thumbs down. It's a free world. You do you, boo. Have a good day, look after yourself, and I will see you guys in the next one. Kisses to your mother.
I can't feel my face, no, faking on a Sunday.